So I'm gonna take the block and the strap that we're gonna use later. And now, lay down on the mat. Knees bent if you have any tension on the lumbar spine. Otherwise, legs straight and roll the outward. Pull the arms outward. Palm of the hand facing the sky. Keep the shoulder blades flat onto the ground. Slide the shoulder blades toward the waist and pull the back of the head away from the shoulders. Close your eyes and allow your body to soften. Relax your forehead, your eyebrows, and the skin between the eyebrows. Relax your eyes and let them sink deeper into the skull. Relax the skin of your face and clench your jaw. And let your lips open slightly. Relax your throat, your neck and shoulders, arms, forearms and hands. Relax your back, muscles of your back and your spine, vertebra to vertebra. Relax your belly and the wall abdominal area. Relax your hips, your groins. Relax your legs, knees, ankles and feet. Bring your attention into your breathing cycle and observe every aspect of your breath. Which part of your body needs the rest? Chest or belly? If both moves, which one moves first? Observe without changing anything. Observe simply to know yourself. Observe the length of your breathing cycle. Inhalation and exhalation have the same length, or one of them is naturally longer. Observe the small pauses between inhalation and exhalation, and between exhalation and inhalation. The small moments where everything stops, even your breath. Become aware of the 4 phases of your breathing cycle. Inhalation, pause, exhalation, pause, and there too, observe. One of which pauses longer. Observe also that approach, remain relaxed and open even longer. 3 more observing breaths. At the end of the 3rd, take control and create a long and deep breath. So your body expands with every inhalation and gently contracting with every exhalation. Long, with easy breath. Keep it easy, keep it soft. Imagine that with every inhalation, your body will charge. And with every exhalation, your body will relax. Just focus on your breath. Just observe, become a witness of your breath. Without wanting to change anything or control anything. Just observe your body and your breath flowing. Last comments. Bring back the awareness into your body. Gently open your eyes and take a breath. Bend both knees. Bring the feet quite close to the buttocks. Take the belt and put the belt around the right feet, the wider part of the feet. Take the belt with the two hands and straighten the legs. Your leg, the right leg. Find a position where you can feel that your body is already working, but it's not too hard to hold pose. Imagine that you want to stay there for 20 minutes. I'm gonna stay there for 20 minutes, don't worry. But I want you to find a position where it's comfortable. But where you can still feel the back of the leg working. Just stay there. And keeping the leg in this position, straight, we can feel that your back leg is stretching gently. Start moving really gently with your feet to your right and observe how the stretch changes. Don't open too much. I want you to become aware of how the muscles work in a different way when you open your leg to the side. Then come back, center. And now, still keeping your hips as much as you can flat onto the ground, move the feet, so the right feet to the left, and observe how it changes again. And maybe you will feel that you cannot move a lot on the left, because you will stretch in a really deep way. And your body is not really kind of ready for that. Just become aware of these small movements. Again, put your leg in a vertical. And from this kind of comfortable position, kind of comfortable stretch, observe the position of your feet, of your right feet, of your right foot, sorry. Just observe if the outer side of your right foot is higher or lower compared to the inner side. And using the belt, adjust this position to keep it flat, to keep the inner and outer side of your foot exactly the same level. Relax your belly. And keep in this position with your feet. Try and go a little bit deeper into the stretch. So from the kind of comfortable position, in a sort of discomfort, but not too high, because I want you to stay there to experience this discomfort. Keep your foot equal on the inner and outer side. Keep your leg vertical. Now, open, start opening to the side, leg, still keeping the hip on the ground. Observe how this movement change. You stretch, still keeping the hip firmly on the ground, and then back to vertical. The feet, with the foot still equal, with the feet, move the foot to the left. And again, observe how this movement change the experience. Back to center and change leg. Right feet down, right foot down, left foot up, and the hip. First, find the comfortable position where your leg is working, but in an easy way. And you can stay there for several minutes. Keep the hip down. Now really gently open the left leg to the side. Still keeping the hip on the ground, so you can also open the right knee to the side to help you stabilize your hip. Observe how the stretch changes. And back to center. And now, still keeping the hip down to the ground. Move the left foot to the right. And observe how the stretch changes. Relax your belly. Now that the belly will start contracting again, but you can relax it. And back to center. Now observe your left foot. And adjust using the belt. Adjust the position. Feel that the outer side is higher. Then pull with your left hand to adjust. If you feel that the inner side is higher, then pull the right one to adjust. Once that it's adjusted, so the inner and outer side is on the same level. Stay there. Give this alignment. Start opening the leg to the side. Back. Still keeping the hip down. Down as much as you can. Back to vertical. And then start moving the left leg to the right. So and go a little bit deeper. Find this position where you can experience a bit of discomfort. Just a bit of, not too much. Start experiencing. Start playing with discomfort. Now, bring both legs inside the belt. Adjust the alignment of the feet. So inner and outer side equal. And that find a position where you can feel your leg stretching. Or you can breathe with no problem at all. Yes. Where your belly can relax. There. Now, roll your legs inward. Like you want to move the two heels away from each other. Stay there. Observe how the feeling change. Even if you are still stretching the hamstring and the back of the legs. Now, keeping the 2 feet together, imagine that you want to spread your legs. The feet doesn't move, but push the legs to the side. And observe how it changes around your hips. and around your legs. Relax the legs again. And now roll the legs outward so the two heels move next to each other, pushing one to the other. And observe again how this movement changes the experience. Push the two heels together now. So roll the thighs outward. And squeeze your legs together. Now, bend your knees, relax your arms. Roll to the right, push with the left hand, sit up. Now, I hope that you have a yoga belt wide enough, that you can open enough. Or maybe, I hope that you don't have really long legs. That is not your case, Hilde. You have long legs. So the thing that I want to do is putting the belt around your hip bones and around your feet, connecting feet and hip bones. So to do so, create a wide loop. Take the free side of the belt toward you. So it will be easier to adjust in case you will need it. Bend your knees. Okay. Tighten your belt. And then start pushing the knees down. So this position, we're in Dandasana, but it's held with the belt because the belt pushes the hips forward. So it's tilting. The movement that we have to do when we are in Dandasana is tilting the hip forward while pushing the shoulders back to keep the spine straight and in line. When we do so, we start stretching our hamstring. If it's too easy for you, bend your knees again, tighten more. It's not on the buttocks, it's really on the hips. So if you're not sure, just touch yourself on the back. It's really against your bones, the upper bones of the hips, higher, higher. Not on the side, it's that one. Because the hips, it's not just here, that goes back here. Okay, so those ones have to be against those ones. When you push, it will push the old hips forward. Feel the difference? Okay, good. Sternum lifted, shoulder blades down. Stay there. Flex the arms. Arms. Now, since you have already the belt pushing the hips forward. Sternum lifted, shoulder blades down. Lean gently forward, just a tiny bit, not a lot. Deep breaths. Bend your knees and relax. Yeah, I know it's a torture. I know. I perfectly know. Now, grab your leg under your knees. Okay. Keep chest and leg together in contact. Now start walking forward with your feet until you feel that your chest and leg want to move away from each other. Where you feel that this movement is a pause movement, walk gently back with your heels and find the position where chest and leg are still together, but your arms are relaxed and your belly is relaxed. So where you can use just the gravity to keep chest and leg together. You found this position. Allow the head to move down toward the knees. Slide the arms outside of your legs. And stay there. Deep breaths. At the end of the third breath, start walking forward with your heels again, still keeping chest and leg together. So observe that when you stay there long enough, your body will kind of surrender. So chest and legs are still together. But your body is relaxed. Deep breath. The end of the third, try and go a little bit forward, even more. But if you feel that chest and legs start moving apart, then stay in the position, the previous position. Moments. And gently come back. Straighten your legs, lift your torso, flex your feet. And now push your heels away while pulling your toes towards you. Still adjusting the position of your feet. So if the outer side is pushing forward, then pull the outer side back and push the inner side forward. Just adjust the inner and outer side of the feet to have it aligned and keep aligned. Stand up, lift the shoulders down. Now, take the belt again. Put the belt around your right feet. Just the right feet. Take the belt with the 2 hands. Lift the sternum, shoulder blades down. Keep the arms straight. Now lean back. Sternum lifted, shoulder lifted. 3 breaths. If you have the heel lifting, because you have maybe the upper extension of the knees like me, just push the heel down. Sternum lifted, shoulder lifted. What a pleasure, isn't it? Okay, now change leg. So put the belt around the left feet. All the belt, keep the arms straight, sternum lifted, shoulder blades down, and lean back. Lift the sternum, shoulder blades down. 3 breaths, keep the heel down. The end of the third, go back to the right one. Exactly the same. Lift the sternum, shoulder blades down, lean back. But now I want you to observe your right foot. Is it aligned? Is the inner and outer side same level or not? In case, use the belt to adjust it. Sternum lifted, shoulder blades down. And change leg again, change feet again. Sternum lifted, shoulder blades down, lean back, heel down, adjust the alignment of the breaths. Okay, now, back it down. Oh yeah. Take the belt away and take the block. So, if you find torturous what we just did, you're gonna hate that one. You're gonna really hate it. Because now we're gonna work on the fascia that kind of hold the muscles together. If there's tightness in the fascia, you will feel tightness on the muscles. Unfortunately, to work on the fascia, how can I say? It's long and tortuous. So it's a nightmare. But it does work. So we're gonna use the edge of the block to put a pressure on the fiber of the fascia. When doing what we're gonna do in a few moments, you may feel some intense feelings that outside of yoga we can call it pain. But we'll release the tension. So hold on that. So the idea is to use the edge and kind of do a sort of massage, a tortuous massage, from where the tendon here stop, so not at the tendon, but where you have the muscles. So from here till here. So not on the tendon and not on the tendon here, okay? So, just put your leg over the edge, put the other feet down on the ground, flex your right feet, keep your leg straight, your right leg straight, put your hands down on the ground behind your buttocks, lift your hips, push the calf muscle against the edge, so it's already not comfortable. But now I want you to roll the leg in and out, still pushing the edge inside the calf muscle. It's not comfortable, I know. And what I want you to do is kind of walk with the block in order to touch every centimeter of your calf muscle with the edge of the block. Remember to push against the edge, even if it's horrible. And you may even feel some spot, some points, which are just kind of unbearable. If you find that, stay there for a few seconds and then keep on moving. So it's not only a torture, but a torture made by yourself, adjusted by yourself. And just keep on moving and pushing. If you don't push, you won't put enough pressure to free the tension. And unfortunately, you're gonna stay there doing so for a few seconds. Okay, and now change leg. Yeah, I know that it's not lovely. I perfectly know. But I can tell you that it does work. The edge again. Flex your feet. Hands down. Lift your hips. Push. With the calf muscles, with the leg against the edge and start rolling the leg inward and outward. To get rid of all tensions on your fascia. You're not gonna get rid of all tensions, especially now because we're just gonna do it for a few, maybe 1 minute. Keep on pushing. If you feel nothing, then I think that's something wrong. It's supposed to be quite intense. So if you don't feel enough, push a little bit more. Keep your feet really flexed. You can, though, find a difference between left and right. So you can feel maybe one leg more than the other. That is true, because we always have differences between the two legs. But it's almost impossible not to feel anything. Keep on walking with a edge higher and higher to really touch every centimeter of your calf muscle. If you feel some spot where it's even more intense, stay there for a few seconds. Or then keep on moving. Minutes. We can do the same also on your hamstring. It's a little bit more visible. It's a little bit harder to find the point, but you can do it too. And especially if you feel that your problem is tightness on your hamstring, you can do it. But it's harder. You may even use some other props like the massage balls or a massage rolls. Don't use too wide massage rolls because otherwise it won't be pointy, it won't be effective. But you can do it also on hamstring. But we don't have time to do everything, so we're not going to do it now. And we're going to move to another stretch. So tabletop position. Hands right under the shoulders. Keep the shoulders away from the ears. Walk back your feet. Widen your feet. Tuck your toes under. Still rolling the arms outward and moving the shoulder blades away from the shoulders away from the ears. And Prasanasana. Just Adho Prasanasana. You may feel already a slight difference on your legs. So maybe some of the tensions has already gone. So maybe you can feel your heels down on the ground a little bit more firmly or closer to the ground. Maybe. Now, from this position, roll your thighs inward. Push the thumbs, push the chest toward the toes. Keep on rolling the thighs inward. And now, roll your thighs outward and observe how it changes. How it changes also on your lumbar spine. Roll your thighs inward. Observe the movement of the hips and outward. So the movement on the hips. Roll your legs inward and outward. Inward and outward. Now, walk back with your hands. Wide leg Uttanasana. Your legs wide. Now, roll your thighs inward and push your sitting bones out. So it's impossible to move the sitting bones, but that is the idea. Push your buttocks out, the side of your buttocks out. But that is not easy. To do so, imagine that you want to move the legs out. Without moving the legs, without moving the feet. Feet are still firmly on the ground. But imagine that you want to spread your legs and observe how feeling changes around your hips. Activate the muscles of your buttocks and of your legs to push the legs out. And while doing so, tilt your hip even more forward. Tilt your hip forward. Put your hands on the waist, bend your knees and come up. So, put the 2 feet together. Feet is touching. It's essential. Now, without moving the feet, I want you to move the legs out. And I want you to feel what's happening on your hips and buttocks. Like you want to really open your legs without opening your feet. Relax and open again. Observe the activation of your hips, legs. Relax. So take it forward. And there, exactly the same. Push the feet outward. Sorry, just the legs out. Roll your thighs inward. And observe the feelings on your hips, but also on your lumbar spine. When you roll the legs inward, you create naturally an inversion of your hips. So it will be easier to keep the lumbar spine gently arched. Wow, and do it. If you roll the thighs outward, you create a retroversion of the hip, spreading the vertebrae of your lumbar spine. Now, roll the legs inward. Now, I want you to activate also your feet. So I want you to push the inner side of the feet down and kind of lifting the outer side of your feet. Still pushing the legs out, still tilting your hips forward. Rolling the legs inward. And keeping all those movements in place, round your spine and go all the way down to your maximum, wherever it is. Keep on pushing the inner side of your feet and lifting the outer side of your feet. Roll your thighs inward. Activate your thighs now. Like we want to lift the knees up. Relax all the muscles and come back up. So yeah, the forward bends can be quite intense. Now, so actually we added several instruments that you can use in every forward bend to deepen the experience. When you roll the legs inward, I hope you experience that. When you roll your thighs inward, your hips tilt forward. When you roll your legs outward, your hips tilt up and tilt back, naturally. So with forward bends, when we roll the legs inward, we already have starting the movement of the forward bends, freeing the areas between the sitting bones and the first part of the hamstring. While we push the legs out, we make space for the hips to move freely, and especially to move forward when we have the legs rolled inward. So again, we can have a little bit more freedom to do the forward bends. Then when we were in the forward bends, I told you to activate the legs. When we activate the thighs, like you want to lift your knee up, you're kind of giving the message to your body. Then since you're activated this muscle, the other muscle, so the hamstring, has to release tension and stretch. So you're given several instruments to your body to go a little bit deeper. And there is another one, but we will do it in a few minutes. It's late, I know. Do you have still 10 minutes, 15 minutes? Yes, okay, good. So now activate your thighs from the beginning. Like you really want to lift your knee up. Now consciously start rolling the leg inward and observe how the hip tilts forward. Start moving down and then start also opening the legs to the side till you go to your maximum without losing all those movements. Push with the inner side of your feet, so push your big toes down. Keep on rolling the thighs inward, but keep on pushing the legs out. Now relax your belly. I know that you're contracting the belly, but the belly is not to be contracted now. Okay, and come back up. Down. And over. I'm gonna give you another instrument. This one is a little bit more complicated because I told you that you have to contract this area to stretch the back, okay? But in order to give a boost to the stretch, we can also activate the muscles that we're stretching. It's not easy. And it's tiring for the muscles and for the nerves. So it's not an instrument that you want to use daily, not at all, because otherwise you can even have some problems, muscular problems. But you can do it sometimes, seldomly, just to give a boost. So, enter your Dandasana and activate all the muscles, all the instruments that we just did till now. So, roll your legs inward. Push your inner feet forward. Activate your thighs, so push your thighs down. But now, imagine that you want to bend your knees, your legs, to contract also your hamstring. Still keeping the legs straight, which is hard, I know. And then relax. It's super hard. So the idea is to keep the position, so legs straight, everything that we worked on till now. So the legs are already working. But then, just for a few seconds, I wanted to kind of grasp with the heel down to kind of bend the leg, kind of like you want to do so. See? So pushing the mat back. But the idea is to still have the thighs active to keep the legs straight. So you're activating both thighs and hamstring, same time. to give a message to the hamstring to relax while working, but it's a long story. So it's not easy, I know, but we can try and do it. So find all your position, all the instruments that you already know. So roll your thighs inward, push the legs gently outward. Now it's harder because you have to push with the heels down to create a fixed point. Push the inner side of the feet forward, still with a fixed point. Activate your thighs to push the thighs down. But now, activate your hamstring like you want to bend your knees. So several muscles are working now. And relax. Now tilt your head forward and try and go in Hasana. Relax your back, relax your shoulders, your breaths. And now, if you are in Parvuttanasana, in a relaxed way, so with the legs relaxed, with the arms relaxed, activate all the instruments that we worked on. So roll your thighs inward, push your thighs down, and now relax. Sit in a cross-legged position. Hands over the knees. Don't hate me. And create circles with your lumbar spine. Work on one side. And on the other side. Shavasana. You earned Shavasana. Definitely earned Shavasana today with all the tortures that we had. At the end of Shavasana, I'm going to chant the mantra. And at the end of the mantra, I'm going to guide you out of the pose. Till that moment, just relax. Tvameva Mata Cha Pita Tvameva Tvameva Bandhu Cha Sakha Tvameva Tvameva Vidya Dravinam Tvameva Tvameva Sarvam Mama Deva Deva Tvameva Sarvam Mama Deva Deva Tvameva Sarvam Mama Deva Deva. Slowly start moving your toes and fingers. Bring back the awareness into your body. Inhale deeply and exhale fully with your mouth. Release all tensions. One more time. Fall on your right side. Stay on your right side for a brief moment before sitting comfortably for the chant of 3 Om. Keep your spine straight yet relaxed. Hands in Nidana Mudra or Chin Mudra. Inhale deeply. Put your hands in prayer position in front of the chest. Open your eyes. Namaste.